Welcome to Broadvoice product training. Actually, there's another deck that I decided not to use because you guys have been sitting here so long, so we're going to do a more focused dive on the actual products. I've been with Broadvoice now 3 months, been in the business since '97, competed against Dan and TCG for a long time at a different organization, so I'm very familiar with you guys. Huh? Oh, wait. Actually, it went rather well. So anyway, welcome. So company overview. Actually, we've been was founded. Broadvoice was founded in 2006. 100% U.S. based, including our customer service organization. It resides in Northridge, California, or L.A. 2,000 customers, privately held. We're about $50 million a year this year in revenue. Cash flow positive. Private company, and actually to the gentleman's point earlier, we're in acquisition mode, not the being consumed mode as some of our competitors. So it's a great place to feel safe with your business. Got a couple of data centers, LA, Boston. We redundant SBCs, and unlike some of our competitors, we have multiple SBCs as opposed to just one. You can have as many voice platforms as you want, but if you only have one SBC and that goes down, you're dead. If you have multiple SBCs, then you won't even notice the outage. Partner program. Sell, profit, grow. That's the strategy. Typical comp, evergreen conversation. That's our profit model. Right now our spiff are pretty aggressive. Right now you can give away a VVX 401 on every deal, but you don't earn the spiff. You earn the residual, you don't earn the spiff. And actually, I just got approved the other day, you can give away VVX 301s for free and get a 2x spiff if you have folks that are in that space that would like the lower end Telecom. Every deal's 5x MRR on hosted, SIP trunking, 2 times MRR. So there is, and actually, just so you guys know, this was through this quarter. This will extend next month, so it'll continue. Our President's Club trip this year, they just finished it up. It was at 4 Seasons in Hawaii. This year's it's in Los Cabos. The minimum threshold is $7,500, and then it's the top 15, 25 carriers or partners in the that are underneath the umbrella of Broadvoice. It's a great event. They were out there for 3 or 4 days. Stuff that you guys probably already know. Grow your business, LinkedIn. All right, the product training. Cloud PBX, SIP trunking, unified communications, managed security. That's actually, we'll cover that too. That's a big add-on with our abilities to use the simple WAN devices. Contact center and bandwidth. Actually, the contact center I will defer because we're a reseller of 5.9. So we won't bother covering that because you could go directly to 5.9 since he was already up there giving a speech. All right, key differentiators between us and the other ones out there. Earlier, there was a question about taxes and fees, and I will reiterate. If they can't tell you what it is, it's because they don't want to tell you what it is. And then you get that phone call from your customer saying, I can't believe it's 45% that I'm paying on MRC here. Every one of our quotes has taxes and fees included on it. We run about 20%. There are no gotchas. If it's in California, when the address gets validated in our system, it'll add the California taxes and fees to it, so you'll see it. So there's no hidden anything. Yeah, that's exactly, well. We include a simple WAN edge device with every location of 4 seats or more. So if you have a multi-site, which we actually specialize in multi-site deployments, every seat, free simple WAN device. And not only do we let you have the simple WAN device for free, we let you into the device, all right? And then we add other products on top of that, which I'll cover in a minute. Pre-provisioned hardware, handsets go out, configured, fully configured. We do a design call prior. US-based customer support, 24/7, 365. Cost savings, consolidated billing. For the partners, on-time commission payments, accurate quotes. So there's actually a slide, I think, here later. I'm using my PDF doc of it. But we use Salesforce as our entire CRM. So we use Salesforce for quoting, tracking opportunities, milestone tracking for provisioning, and anybody who wants access to it and wants to go into it, I can set you up with that. And actually, I was kind of leery of it when I first saw it because I've never been a big Salesforce guy, but it works really well and flows really smooth. Dedicated support teams, so we work in pods, and I'll cover that in a minute, where you have dedicated resources and you always work with the same people. So you don't have to worry about calling in and getting different people every time you're trying to work through either a quote or an install conversation or whatever. Competitive payouts, let Dan, you guys all know what your comp plans are. Spiff's 5 times, but it's going again. One-stop shop, huh? I'm sorry? 500%.
Without the 401.
Right. No, well, you can sell. So we do, so just to that point, we do BYOD, you still get the 5X. We do rentals, and I have price sheets for that. And we do lease options, or you can purchase it. We also do month-to-month contracts. Now, obviously, you're not going to get spiffed on a month-to-month, but if a customer has seats and they're with Ring Central and they want to flip them over, try us out for 6 months before they buy in, we have rates for that, and you still get the residuals on those deals. So our cloud PBX, this is the breakdown. So we only have one type seat for the most part. It's all you can eat, $17.95. Mobile app, find me, follow me, multi-line hunt groups, call queues, online call analytics, soft phone, voicemail to email, and a user portal. Pretty much what most of our competitors have, right? It's a different look and feel. We're on Metaswitch, much like AirSpring was. We're on Metaswitch. The soft phone is a hidden one that a lot of folks don't throw in. I know if you're on BroadSoft or something, you pay a la carte for everything you want to add, the UC1 client, the soft phone, the whatever, So it's this rate, and then you can put whatever type handsets you want. Again, we have a matrix. You can rent, lease, BYOD, however you want to do it, but this is the flat rate price. DIDs, they're listed as $2. Obviously, if they want more of them, we can negotiate the price down. We have some flexibility there. The difference between us and some of our other competitors is we don't require a DID for every extension. We build it by extensions. So the customer can have one number, and they can have, everything else can have an extension. So if they want to pass out business card with their extension numbers, they can do that. That's a big cost savings. Yes, sir. I'm sorry? I can do one. I don't want to do one, but I can do one. I'll do like one at 100 locations. Actually, I just did one. Actually, Kevin and I just did one. Yeah, it's one phone at every location. It was $33 a location.
And I can say one thing about that too. The most unique thing I saw about Broadvoice and about just the way that they have their quotes and the bill customer facing is that everything's included. So like, for that one seat, they included the phone, right? All the taxes, all the surcharges, all the recovery fees, everything that you would possibly see from a traditional VoIP provider is right there on the contract. They know exactly what they're going to pay. So, like you'll see sometimes where like a VoIP provider will quote, oh, it's $21 a seat, and when you finally get down to it, it's like $40, $41, whatever happens, right? In this case, it was actually one phone per location. It was an 11 location site, and it was $33.09 out the door with the phone. At each location, the customer was thrilled. They knew exactly what they were paying. So I've never really seen that before, laid out the way it was laid out, and not just the agent, but the customer was thrilled.
There you go. That's actually what
awesome.
That's what a quote looks like. And then, so just so we're clear on the MRC and in the spiff, we're getting paid on the services, not the equipment, just so we're all clear, because we don't make any money on the equipment, so we don't spiff on the equipment, right? But that's what a quote looks like. This is exactly what they're going to get billed.
Hey, you guys see that second line item there? And how many times have you been surprised by a carrier recovery fee or like a regulation recovery fee or whatever it is? It's on the quote, it's on the initial quote, it's on the proposal, and it's on the contract, which, I know we've all been blindsided by that in the past, and it's not a fun conversation to have with your customers. It's not a fun conversation for a channel manager here to actually have with our agents. So I mean, I've been very happy with it, and I recommend them to a lot of partners.
So, to that, go ahead. I'm sorry, we do not do CRM integration as of yet. We are rolling out probably I think they said October.
Is there extra cost for international
So we can actually, yes, there is for international virtual number. We can put DIDs, we can provide DIDs in certain countries, not all. Again, you'd have to hit me with them and see which one we have. Go ahead, Betty.
Would you be able to, as a partner, mark that up even and get pass-through on that?
So, yes. But right now, the billing system doesn't allow you to get the whole dollar pass-through. You would get the whole dollar on the spiff, but you would not get the whole dollar on, you would get the residual percentage of that. So, candidly, I know exactly where you're coming from. Again, I come from that side, so I get it. I would like to see it be a one-for-one, that kind of deal. But I have partners that mark it up all the time. I just need to go in and edit it and then get it approved, and then we're good.
And they'll mark it up on your bill to the customer.
Oh yeah, they're going to see it on the quote. Yeah, they're going to see it on the quote. So we do have an all-you-can-eat international for 75 countries, $25, $24.95. Now, most of those countries are Europe. I mean, it's not Madagascar, and it's not, some of those places that are, fraud heavy.
How about Haiti?
Yeah, Haiti. Yeah, that's another good one. No, I wouldn't think so. Now you can go. I will say this: you can go on our website, and you can, and if you go to international, you can go type in a phone number. It'll tell you what the rate is. So that's actually, I don't have a rate deck, but you can go in there and type in the number.
Landlines or cell phones?
Landlines, cell phones. You know how that. If you've played in that space, cell phones get very expensive because they change constantly. We also have a metered extension. So if you have folks that need like phones in break rooms or the phones that aren't going to get used, $9.95, and they just pay for the usage for that seat. And then you can put a 300 or whatever on it. And then the virtual extensions over there, standard features just like you have here, voicemail to email, everything. So those real estate offices that you couldn't sell to before because you couldn't redirect the phone number to their cell phone and and give them a voicemail, that actually works. The mobile app is free too, so that's another good thing. The mobile app's included.
Mobile app and call forwarding work on the unlimited.
Yes. Yes.
So the virtual extension is only something that one-stop phone call.
Right. Right. Anything else? Most of you are probably familiar with the Simple WAN Edge device. We use it not only just for QoS, but we added some other features to it as well, which are all included. No, not included. We do a little a la carte, just a little bit, but yeah, these are great. Now, if you have a customer that's small, they get four seats or more, they get the Edge device. Some customers don't want it because they either unplug their phones and want to go home with it, or they just don't want that piece of equipment on the network, or they don't have anybody that can install it. They can opt out of it, but it's thrown in for free. Otherwise, it's $25 to rent it if you have it on a deal that's not of that size. So 3, 2, 1, whatever.
So you don't install the equipment?
So we can install the equipment. It's $750 to do a professional install. We'll roll a truck. Now that's for any size. That's for any size. As of right now, that's for any size. And we're actually going to change that and give you the ability to mark that up and make part of that. Unless you wanted to sign up to be an installer yourself, and then you could do it. Now, and typically in the hosted space with partners, I've noticed, most people just bill it on their own paperwork and go do the install. You just tell the customer that you're going to go do the install for them, or you plug and play a lot of times. That just depends on what you want to do with the Simple WAN device.
Now, if you guys charge for it, you guys have approved installers.
Right, we use contingent.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we use contingent. But right now, they don't charge you by the number of seats. It's a flat rate. So you kind of win or lose.
Something other than a QoS router.
QoS, real-time, there's a firewall in here. There's cybersecurity inside this box. We give them access to real-time monitoring. All that stuff's built in the box.
So essentially, it's a firewall with QoS.
Yes. But we don't turn the firewall on unless they want to pay for it. That's one of the products. Oops, sorry. Again, we use all the Polycom hands. I will say this, BYOD, we also support some Grandstream models, some Linux models, some Cisco models. Yeah, if you, Yelinks, yep. If you just hit me up with whatever you have, and I'll go run the model by the sales engineering group, and I'll let you know. Oh, we do sell the new Polycom deck phone, the D60. We do that as well. And actually, the D60s are nice because they can pair with a handset.
They have to be tethered to a handset.
Right. They don't have to be. They have their own base station. Solution selling, most of this guys. Small businesses, a la carte extensions, managed firewall, just different. So I don't sell a lot in the enterprise space. There's guys that are out there, the big Broadsoft guys that play in that space a lot. You know, your West IPs, your whomever. I do a lot in the medium business and the small business space. Multi-site is huge. A lot of retail, restaurants, that kind of deal. And Kevin and I closed 2 deals. Both were restaurants, multi-site.
You carry phones that they don't need to run on hardwire.
So they're all Polycoms come out of the box PoE. You don't have to have a power cord.
Which one was that?
All of them.
Okay.
All of them are PoE. Yep. Now, the 11 series or the 500, 600, the 311 or the 411, those are the gig E switches, right? So those are the gig E capable. If they're daisy chaining handsets from the wall to their PC, you need to know what kind of switch they have because that drives which kind of handsets they have to have. If they're separate data drops, then it doesn't matter.
But if it's no drops, it's just they want to do it wirelessly.
Oh, there's no wireless devices. Yeah, you can't do wireless. No, the Polycoms aren't wireless. The only wireless device they have is their conference room phone, which is very expensive. And we do sell SIP trunking. SIP trunking is flat rate, $19 or $17 unlimited LD, $13 for unlimited local. We do analog PRI SIP handoff. We do virtual faxes. I tend to not want to run faxing over SIP trunking. That's just my personal. I think you open up more issues than you.
What was your price again?
$17 unlimited LD, $13 for unlimited local.
You provide the fax device if they want to.
We do sell ATA devices for fax adapters, and we also sell the same device for overhead paging.
So if you sell the device, why wouldn't you want to do that? If the device is breaking it down.
I'm telling you, Ed Kane does not like to sell fax over SIP. T38 is not meant to run over that. Go ahead.
Do you have N and I's with other carriers?
No, we do not. Not that hold on. We are directly peered with all the major cable companies. So we're in the same COs that they're in.
That is important. That's good.
Right. So in additional order, so $25 a month for SIP cloud orders. If you don't have the edge device, if you don't have enough seats, right? If it's a 1-seat deal per location and they want to add it. DIDs are 2 minimum. So we do require 1 minimum DID for the fax and 1 minimum DID for the main number. But again, this numbers, we can work with that if we need to. Bandwidth required. We say 100K per call. With the glutton of bandwidth that's out there, that's not a real big issue. Typical install takes about, it says 14 to 30. It's usually 20, about 20 days. Install includes site survey, installation, and training. We will train them remotely, the admin and the user. Yes, sir.
How about turn up the SIP trunks?
It's about the same. We're at the mercy of whoever we're porting from. So if it's Windstream, Windstream has a 13-day interval to port.
If I want SIP trunks,
Oh, I can get you so we have test trunks. I can get you test trunks to turn up, and then if you want new numbers, obviously we could do that faster. But if we're porting, that's a bigger, yeah, yeah. I don't even know why that's on there.
You guys have does eFax come with?
No, eFax is our virtual fax. It's $7.95. $7.95 unlimited. Extension to extension dialing, overhead paging systems. We do not sell POTS lines. Minimum 5 trunks on SIP orders, though, I will tell you that, sir. It's minimum 5 trunks for SIP.
for SIP trunks?
Yes, sir. So, managed firewall. If you want to take that device that's on site with your 4 seats and you want to turn it into a firewall, $50 a month. Additional. And again, you get comped on that, and that's spiffable. If you want to add the managed firewall and the cybersecurity, $125 a month. And again, that's, go ahead.
Oh, SIP trunks.
Yes, sir.
You care if I use them offshore?
If they're available to be hacked, you're going to have to.
No, if I could put US numbers on foreign Florida.
Oh, we do provide DIDs. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a case by case. There's an acceptable use policy that comes with everyone, and then the customer will have to sign, depending on where the numbers are, they will have to sign, an agreement that they're liable.
US company having a manufacturing plant.
Right.
So
Yeah.
would be acceptable.
That's no different than shipping a handset over to somebody overseas with an Orlando number. Yeah, yeah. Cybersecurity, we do sell a lot of the managed firewall, actually. I don't push the MPLS. So the order process. Here's the difference at Broadvoice. Everybody's used to working with a carrier with one channel manager, one throat to choke, one guy to go to. I actually am the channel manager front facing, but I have a designated PSM who sits behind me, and her name is Alyssa. So that's not her face. That's not her picture. She would probably hate that. She would probably hate that. So they're there to do everything that you and I can't get to at the moment, whether it's build a quote, whether it's chase down LOAs, set up design calls with customers, schedule demos, anything that you want. If I can't get to it, she's your person to go to. And she's really good. And she's based on the West Coast, but she works my time. So she 9 o'clock. Yeah, she doesn't come in at 8, but 9. But she's great, and she handles everything. We do DocuSign for contracts. We can update any quote on the fly that you need. Account management, relationship management. And then once it goes from me, it goes to her, then there's a service. So, I'm sorry, let me back up. So the pod thing that I spoke about earlier. Alyssa and I are always going to be your points of contact. And then there's a sales engineer, Heather, that's actually assigned to my pod as well. So the three of us are the folks that you will talk to the most at Broadvoice. You're not going to get another channel manager, you're not going to get another sales engineer unless it's something way out of whack and we need some, like the head guy to jump in on a call, which that doesn't happen very often. Heather's pretty sharp. So that's our pod. The service coordinator actually works on a pod with the implementation team. So there's a service coordinator who project manages the entire order process. And again, the partners can be as involved or as uninvolved. You can be the point of contact or not the point of contact and just be copied. And if you have access to the portal, you can go in, or to Salesforce, you can go in and see all of your orders and the milestones as they happen. So there's multiple ways for you to be involved. They facilitate the training, process the orders, the port requests. So the whole LOA tracking down and the other things that we run into as direct sales guys, we will help you with that on the back end, because that's always the thing that we get caught up in the order process. And then the support 24/7. The one thing that Broadvoice does different than our competitors is that when we sell a deal and we turn them up, we hold that customer within that same group that turned them up for 30 days. So normally when you turn up a hosted customer, they want to change their auto-attended hours. They messed up an extension. They did, there's little nitnoy things that they want to do. Instead of having to call into customer service, they just call back to that person that helped them turn it up originally, and they can fix it for them on the fly. So we hold them close for 30 days before they have to dial customer service. It's a nice touch. Works out well. And hosted, once you get it nailed up, it's normally pretty good as long as the connectivity is there. So we do a little bit different. Auto attendant is an add-on.
Is it a one-time charge for the entire company, or?
Yeah. Yes, it's not one time. It's $15 a month.
How much?
$15 a month. Now I will say this. I have flexibility there, and although I'm on camera, I have flexibility there. So if we don't tend to lose on pricing, I would rather solution sell, but because I think we have a good company and a good product and a good process, and if we need to knock the auto attendant down to whatever we need to knock it down to, that's not a big deal normally. But then that cuts, 5 times $15 is what, $60 out of your pocket. So normal processing, order processing, these are just guidelines. Usually once the order goes in, Alyssa's reaching out to the customer the same day to try to schedule that call. And then we can't process the order until we have the design call. Once we have the design call, then the order just flows from there. Again, we're at the mercy of whoever the carrier is as far as setting the port date. And we go by the customers. We can either do a scheduled port or we can do an open day port where they can port. They just call in and they can port at any time of day that they want to. and then we onboard them. I prefer to onboard the customer prior to going live. Training, as far as the admin training, would be separate, and then the user training. And there's, guides that we send out in the boxes, and there's tutorials and such that they can go into. One other thing about the Simple WAN device, we do sell 4G failover backup that goes along with the Simple WAN device. It's separate. It's $40 a month, and there's no usage. If you want an add-on sale, sell 4G backup, because that's a no-brainer, especially in the retail industry. It's AT&T, and there's no usage charge. Everybody else charges for usage. We don't charge us flat rates, $40 a month, no-brainer. You have to have a Simple WAN device for it to plug into, but yeah. So if you have 4 seats, it's already in there, $40 a month. We've been adding that to all our restaurant deals. The last one we did was like $800 upsell. Oh, I pushed the wrong button, sorry. Oh, best practices. You guys pretty much know all this stuff. Specify hardware needs, back to that. Got to know what kind of switch they have, otherwise we're sending the wrong handsets out. The DID quantities, I think we're seeing a lot less of the folks that had the blocks of six blocks of 80, 20 DIDs for 5 handsets because they wanted to hold on to them forever. I mean, that seems to be falling out. As many as they want to have, but if they're not going to publish them, they don't need them. They go back in the pool. Contracts, DocuSign, or I can send you hard copies. All I need is the full name and email address of the signer, and we shoot it right over to them. Obviously, most recent copy of the front page of the phone bill, LOA. Design call, we can give you the cheat sheet of the stuff that we're going to ask. We're going to look for email addresses for voicemail to email, call flow, extension numbers, auto attendant files. We do WAV files. They can, if they don't have a WAV file, they can record it into my voicemail, and I'll just send it on. Provision, we work at their pace, so if they have a date that they want to port that's out past what the normal interval would be, we can work with that as well. And then install. There's multiple ways to do it. If you want to do it yourself, if you want to charge them the $750, have somebody do it for them, or if you want to just drop ship it, and most of them go out. All right, that's pretty much the Reader's Digest version, since we've all had full stomachs and whatnot. I will tell you this, that my commitment to you, and I'll relate, Kevin or Nate can tell you, or Jack, I only win when you guys win. Whatever it takes for me to help you guys win, I'm willing to do. I live in Clearwater, just north of Clearwater. If you have an opportunity or something, or somebody you want me to jump on a call with, or if you want me to come sit down in front of somebody, I mean, I'd rather not come down for 5 seats, but if it's your first deal, I'll be more than happy to do that.